Hello. Hello, friends. This is the review I'm excited about because there's no censoring now. We are going to do a spoiler review of Zack Snyder's newest Army of the Dead. If you saw our last review with me and Brando, we thought it was meh. And we couldn't break down exactly why because there's so much that happens in this movie that's basically a spoiler if no one saw it. And now we get to talk about it. I assembled my own team to rip apart and discuss Zack Snyder's latest and what worked and what didn't.
Well, firstly, happy birthday, Brando.
Yeah, happy
Thank you.
birthday, Brando.
Army of the Dead, man. So
For those who don't know, Army of the Dead follows the zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, and a group of mercenaries have to take the ultimate gamble in venturing out into a quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever. So it's a heist film. It's not a zombie movie.
It's a zombie heist film.
It's a heist film with zombies involved, even though I don't even really want to call it
directed by Zack Snyder.
Yeah, also written by Joy. Yeah, there's a whole thing.
This is, I honestly, like, I saw your guys' last review and I agreed with a lot of things that you guys said. And I'm curious, like, how since now you have like kind of like the leash off you and you can like run around the yard and really yap into people about this. But I thought this movie was awful. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was like, there was like one point halfway through where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like, I really think I might just turn this off. This is awful. And I like paused it and I was like, dude, there's an hour and a half left. What the fuck, Zack Snyder? What in the absolute fuck?
Yeah, Brando and I couldn't do that. We couldn't check to see how much time is left. We were just in the theater. We're like, it's still going. We can't. And it's a commitment. We committed to it. But we have a friend Patrick who walked out of the theater, and he's only done. This is only the second time he's walked out of a theater, which is insane.
Guys, oh God, I'm sorry to interrupt the show. I just got out of a screening of Army of the Dead. And I have to tell you, I ran into some Snyder fans afterwards and they asked me what I thought. And I told them, well, quite honestly, I walked out of the movie about 45 minutes before it ended. And they got really mad at me. And I told them, well, I thought it was just a ripoff of Aliens and throw in some George Romero. And that's all it was. Plus, it looked like the entire thing was filmed like in 2x zoom with a wet t-shirt over the lens. I'm sorry, but that's not the kind of scale I like in my zombie movies. And they got really mad. So now they're outside my house. They're making all sorts of... Wait a minute. Wait. No. Some MCU fans just showed up talking about the Eternals trailer, which I thought was pretty cool. We'll wait and see, though. So I can give you some more thoughts on Army of the Dead. Yes, I did walk out of this movie. I was fairly intoxicated. I'm not sure if it was just the really forced attempts at emotional material that kept interrupting the narrative flow of the film. I don't know if it was the ridiculous safe-breaking scene when the guy who owns the hotel sent them to go get the money. Why didn't he just give them the fucking key? I thought that was ridiculous. But the thing that honestly made me walk out was fucking zombie baby fetus. Yeah, that was just absolutely ridiculous. This whole movie I just thought was terrible. I thought Dave Bautista did his best. But honestly, I think it was just the writing. And the entire flow of the movie didn't know what it wanted to be. It just kept interrupting the flow of the action to give you character beats. It kept interrupting emotional scenes to give you action scenes. And there was just no overall tone to it. Oh, wait a minute. Some Edgar Wright fans just showed up. Talking about the Last Night in Soho trailer, which looks amazing. So they're calming everything down out there. But yeah, I thought Army of the Dead was crap.
Yeah, which is unheard of. Like, dude, that guy Patrick loves Speed 2 Cruise Control. Okay? Like, he really sits through movies. He and hearing that, that's when I knew, because I saw the trailer for this and I was like, this looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. It looked like it was going to be a lot of fun because zombie heist flick in Vegas, it was like, fuck yeah, that's perfect. Those are three things I love the most. And then, you watch it, like, after the opening credits, even though that opening scene of, like, the roadhead and the... I thought it was so fucking stupid, but, I was like, okay, at least it's a little bit more humorous than Zack Snyder's movies before.
Yeah.
And the opening credits happen, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah,
And then the movie just starts, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't like this anymore. All the characters' motivations, all the ideas, all the characters, like the decisions, every single one is so fucking bad and so egregious. It's one of those things, like every single thing that happens in the movie, I was like, when is it going to stop? When is there going to be one smart person? But there's not one smart person in this movie.
No, there is. I think there is. Dieter is the only smart person.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Dieter, the
German
safecracker.
guy.
Yeah, but even him, like,
because he's even the one who's like, wait, how do we kill zombies? What are we actually doing here? Like, how's this gonna happen?
Yeah.
During the whole, like, he's the only good character, I think. Omari, what's his name? Omari
Hardwick.
Yeah, the guy who has the Omega symbol on his arm, who ends up being the last zombie at the end, which doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense.
But there's
at all.
a lot of theories.
Made no sense.
Because they're like, sure, we'll kind of look past the nuke because he's in a huge ass safe underground.
No, that's understandable.
When he gets out of it, that's radiation would burn the skin off in literal minutes. Like, it's literally like standing in a fire. Like,
well, not just that.
He was
like,
turning apparently. So
yeah.
Well, not
so
just that.
That's
Like,
a big thing.
He's been in that safe for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And then he drives all the way
for hours
to the airport.
Yeah.
To
he
Utah.
went to Utah, dude.
And then he gets on the plane, and it wasn't until he's on the fucking plane when he turns. It's like Zack Snyder, dude. I honestly, man, like, Zack. I know, like, we had an entire episode, and Brando, like, kind of like got me being like, man, I kind of like Zack Snyder. But this movie reminded me why I do not like him.
He is
and
just a
why
man. He makes mistakes.
No, of course, but he makes
it's just
so
one
many
bad
mistakes.
film. Come on, dude.
Oh man, no, like this and Sucker Punch are just like, because I tried watching Sucker Punch again after our Snyder video, and I couldn't do it. It was like, okay, I can't.
Snyder cut of that, which is now trending, released this Snyder cut.
Dude, oh my god.
Which I don't understand. There's already an extended cut on Blu-ray.
There is an extended cut, yeah.
I don't understand. There's more?
I was just gonna say, I do like Zack Snyder as a person. Like, hearing him talk about movies, I think that he seems like a very genuine person. I would love to work with him just because you can literally just write whatever the fuck you want, and he'll be like, "Yeah, cool."
Let me add some buff men.
Yeah.
Buff men.
Can I have buff men, slow motion, and explosions? It's a romantic drama, but yeah, sure, sweet.
The thing that bothers me about this movie is it's reliant on spin-offs and sequels to get more information about what's going on, because there's so many. At this point, I'm sure a lot of people know, if you're invested in the movie industry at all, that there are a lot of rumors that are like insane rumors, not rumors, because Zack, what's his name? Zack Snyder addressed them. He's like,
what's his name?
Yeah, he's like, there are robot zombies that you notice, like they have robots underneath.
Yes.
And it's like, you shouldn't throw that in if you're not gonna answer it in the movie itself. These movies have to, like, a good movie has to stand alone.
Yeah.
And I don't think movies should rely on sequels unless it's like an adapted series like Lord of the Rings or something. But I don't like that he left Easter eggs that were unanswered because he knew that he was making more already. He had like a 3-picture thing already with these. There's 3 projects coming out for Army of the Dead. And I don't like that he did that. And it's probably really, really fun to do as a creator. Be like, yeah, I get to put Easter eggs because I know I have a future project with it. But that just ruins.
Well, that's what he did with the DC. That's what he did with DC too. That's what he did with Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not a real, like, I like Batman v Superman a lot, but it's not a real movie. It's just a prologue to Justice League, to his Justice League. Yeah, and he likes doing that. I get it. Like, it's fun. I'm sure it's fun to do, but it's not fun for us. It's because we're sitting here being like, well, what the fuck is the point of this? And we have to now wait 2 years to get it. Yeah. And it's like, dude, this is the thing. This movie's 2.5 hours long. 2.5 hours long. And by the end credits, it's like, dude, Zack Snyder didn't even have enough fucking time to explain everything that happened in 2.5 hours. And it's crazy because the Snyder Cut just came out, and the Snyder Cut is 4.5 hours long, and you do not feel that length at all. Like, it's because it's a genuine. Yeah, I noticed that because I totally agree with that. Because it's a genuine, and you can watch Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's all seamless, and it all is together. And like maybe once the other Army of the Darkness, or Army of, that's a better movie, Army of the Dead, come out, maybe everything will make sense. But overall, like I just don't like that style of filmmaking. And I think that something that Patrick and I were talking about, and I don't want to speak for him completely, but I mean, like, since he's not here, I guess I will, is that Zack Snyder, he's one of those guys that maybe he fucking does need the studio to be like, no, no,
Needs
no,
someone to hold
no.
his hand.
I mean, like, look at something like Watchmen or something, you know, like where you understand like the stuff that the studio is like, well, hold on, like don't do that, like let's just keep it simple, you know. And Army of the Dead, it's like, it's so weird to me because it's such a great premise.
Yeah.
And he like, there's some really cool action scenes. He has a great cast, and he manages to just say, I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
I don't care about you. I don't care about him. I don't care about this. I'm just having fun. And it's like, sweet, you're having fun, but it's not translating, you know? Like, to me, I'm not, yeah.
How do you want to die?
Yeah, it's
Tiger? Okay, cool. Let's do it.
The tiger
Zombie
was kind
tiger?
of pointless,
That was,
dude.
yeah, the tiger was just for the people who lived in Vegas and knew. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, no, there were so many things that they could have done with this. And I think you guys said it, and I've heard it from plenty of other people. That opening credit sequence should have been the movie, because it's fun to see, like it's like what the original Dawn of the Dead was, which is about consumerism. It's about people, you know, being absent-minded zombies.
Someone's hearing that for the first time, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
yeah, right. No, it's
zombies.
Especially the first one. Yeah, especially the first one. Snyder's one it goes a little overboard, but this one, it's like, dude, you missed a perfect opportunity to talk about the sinful life of Las Vegas, and instead of doing the same thing that George A. Romero did in the very beginning with the zombie genre. Instead, Zack Snyder, like I said, he's just like, fuck you guys, I'm not doing any of that. Well, what are you doing, Zack? I'm not sure.
It seemed like he wasn't. Well, he has he keeps talking about in interviews and stuff, how it's like there's so many ideas for the sequel. I talked with my co-writer Shay Hatten, and I told him what I think should happen next, and Shay just said
There
yes,
shouldn't be a
let's
sequel,
go.
to be honest.
I mean, there has to be, because there are unanswered questions for people who need it. But
Yeah,
there's also going to be a prequel.
I need the
you said,
prequels.
Justin, yeah, what you said, Justin, about the Vegas quarantine thing, that is going to be the anime prequel series coming out. It's called Lost Vegas. It takes place during the quarantine period of them getting that, and it's about the stories of that, and it's going to break down the lore, or not break down, but it's going to explain hopefully a little bit more of where the zombies
he said
come
he's
from,
gonna
which is
explain the
apparently
robot
from
zombies.
UFOs.
Yeah, the UFOs. That was cool. I missed that the first time I saw
missed
it.
that in the sky.
Yeah.
There's the UFOs in the first shot. Did you see that? Have you seen that? The people talking about that now in the sky.
I did not.
There's two.
I did not.
So
it's pulling some Cloverfield shit, huh?
Yeah, literally the first shot, and then the two UFOs go opposite directions.
Yeah, like
in
super
the sky.
fast.
Yeah, and it just looks like a moment, like a it's shit like that.
Man,
because
I don't know.
Time loops. They mentioned
the time loops are crazy.
They mentioned rain
them.
bringing back.
They
zombies.
did. Yeah. I do remember that.
I don't understand.
I do remember that. No, it makes no sense. It's one thing if the first one just setting up a franchise and it being like, okay, you know, I can't wait to see what the sequel does. And then the Living Dead series did that. The Night of the Living Dead, solid movie, but the series didn't pick up until Dawn of the Dead. And Dawn of the Dead is actually like one of the greatest zombie movies of all time. But this movie, it didn't just not pick up. It's egregious. It's seriously one of the most baffling films I've seen a little bit, where it's just everything just doesn't work. Like every single little thing did not work. And I don't know how you guys felt about the cinematography, but I thought it was awful. I thought this was such an ugly looking movie, and the zooms that they were doing, like it's all these like weird close-ups. There's some good shots, there's some like cool typical Snyder shots, but most of this movie is just super dark and ugly, and it's crazy because I've always said very flat. I've always said, Patrick and I've always said that Snyder's not a great director, but I bet he'd be a great director of photography. And he's the director of photography in this movie. And we both were like, never mind. Oh my God.
Yeah. The reason he did that, I talked about that with Brando, is that he used these old camera and lenses that he loved the style of. And he actually shot the new Nightmare sequence with the same cameras. And that's why it looks like that. Yes, you can tell. Mm-hmm. And it was, I feel like, an experimental film for him. And this is definitely an experimental film, Zack Snyder experimental film, because he used new cameras, new styles. It just shows like that they didn't focus on the story. They focused on everything else. And
he had 10 years to make the story.
Substance.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, he had the story. And then I think he like wrote all the parts he wanted to happen. And then he has these two other writers who are new writers, Joby Harold and Shay Hatten. Shay Hatten wrote John Wick 3. That's his first movie. And he's doing 4 and 5. And then he's doing the spin-off Ballerina, which is about like female John Wick world. And then he's also writing The Army of the Thieves and Las Vegas. So he's only worked with this, and Zack Snyder's, he's probably friends with Zack Snyder. He's just like, help me write this for fun. And he had no other movies. And Joby Harold did the King Arthur movie with Charlie Hunnam. And
oh God.
And like and then he's doing the Obi-Wan Kenobi and the new Transformers. So they both don't have many existing credits. They're all new voices. Yeah. And it shows that, yeah, the script was untouched. Like you said, nobody told him that this might not work.
Well, you can tell
they had a bunch
like,
of yes men around him.
Oh yeah. Well, especially everything that he went through. I'm sure, like I said, like I'm sure it was a lot of fun to make, but goddamn, does not translate.
Yeah, like you said, they like throw in all these emotional beats a moment before something happens to make you like the girl who died.
Yeah, man,
neck twisted. I forgot her name. She's just like. There's like literally a minute before she's like, I've been in love with you this whole time. And
that's when you know she's going to die.
Yeah. And when something important happens to the person, they're like, oh, I actually, I love someone. And then Dave Bautista's like, oh, I didn't know this. And then she just dies in the next scene. It's like, whoa, hey, no. He diverts expectations way too much thinking it's going to work and it doesn't.
The daughter in this movie.
She's
like,
I
thought the actress was like, I like the actress a lot, but dude, yeah, no, her character. That was when I finally was starting. I literally was like, I was grabbing onto my hair and I felt me pulling my own hair out because I was just like, why? Because okay, like his daughter is one of these girls that are volunteering to help this quarantine section, and she's taking care of these. She's taking care of these like this random woman's kids who we don't even know who this woman is. She's just taking care of this random woman's kids. She finds out that one of the girls that ends up going on the heist with them had them go on some kind of different heist. So but
they wanted to steal one of the slot machines for money.
Yeah. So one of them so those moms get lost. And so what does the daughter of Dave Bautista do? She walks in and she sees these kids are alone. So what is her decision to
leave them alone?
She fucking leaves the kids alone to go with her dad, who she hates, to go on this deadly mission to find the mom so the kids won't be alone as she's leaving the kids alone. Makes absolutely no goddamn sense. And
she tells her friend not to go. Yeah, because it's dangerous. No, people don't come back. You know, like you think she has some sense in her right then and there.
Right.
Yeah. Then the next day, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to get her. She's there somewhere." Yeah. Like she's probably dead. The fact that she's alive is
that's another thing that makes absolutely no sense.
There's so much shit.
So the zombies. Oh my god! And yeah, so check it out, guys. There are.
You're like, oh my god! Wait, the zombies. There's zombies in this, but they're not. There's
right. They're super zombies, and there's only 2 super zombies that we see. The rest are still dumb as hell, but there are 2 that are like the king and the queen. And the king is the one that kind of like starts us all. Like he's the one that's like, and oh my god, the beginning, guys, the beginning. If there's only one of these killer zombie things, where the fuck that it is, there's only one of them, and you have all these men, and it's not even out yet. And the girl, the army tells them, you guys have to leave. Isn't that zombie gonna fucking do it? It's gonna go out and kill people. Yeah. Why don't you guys just like fucking do it right now? He's not even out of there. Why don't you just tell them? Why don't you tell them throw a fucking grenade in there? Shut that bitch.
That guy has in the box
and go. Also, guys, we find out that zombies can have sex because somehow these fucking zombies procreate.
Yeah, and that makes no. It's so I don't understand.
Can you imagine those two zombies having sex with each other without
I don't
like
want to.
really
don't put
causing
that out there.
damage?
Don't put that out there. Okay, so we're getting spin-offs of this movie. We're getting a prequel with Dieter, who the safecracker. It's called
why?
I don't understand.
It's called
like,
Army of Thieves.
He doesn't even kill zombies.
Yeah,
apparently.
this is before the zombie outbreak. This is
Why?
2 years. It takes place 2 years before this movie,
Why?
and he is in
Why?
Germany, and it talks about how he comes to America and why he comes to America from. And it's supposed to give lore to the people who made the safe that he ends up cracking, which apparently is involved with the time loop shit and all stuff. And I just don't get it.
Why? Who the fuck cares about that?
Most of the characters, like I think Brando said a very good thing too, and you is like you don't care about the characters until like a moment before they die when they give you the actual reasoning or give you a reason, but they don't do
Even
that
then.
in this movie. Even it's 2 hours. I don't.
Even
I
then,
basically just
like,
want to talk about
the
how
only-
shitty the deaths were too, because like, especially
Yeah.
that girl who gets her neck twisted. Me and the people I saw it with laughed out loud, and we were the only ones who were like, "That's not supposed to be funny." It was really, really not.
Dude.
And I was just laughing at everything that was happening, and it wasn't supposed to be funny.
This is so bad. So
This
what do you
was
guys think about Tig Notaro?
I wish they didn't touch. I wish they didn't change it, because this is one of like every Zack Snyder project in the last few years has been altered post making it, and he's always had to like mend it. And I'm just curious about what it would have looked like with Crystalia, because there are some really, really obvious shots, like when they first enter the quarantine zone, she like walks up and like puts the gun up, and it's just like super flat, and it's like, whoa, that looks different. And if you just see her at any moment, I was just one of those people who was like, that looks weird. I don't like the way that looks.
Yeah. And her
I like
acting,
her.
man, like
I like her,
I already
but
think
it's just
that
weird.
I already think that her acting is pretty wooden. Like she has her own very style of acting, but you can tell. For the people that don't know, Crystalia was originally Tig Notaro's character, but he got busted with some sexual misconduct stuff, and so Zack Snyder reshot all of his shit. He didn't reshoot his scenes. He reshot his stuff and he digitally put in Tig Notaro.
Yeah, just
so Tig Notaro, the entire film, Tig Notaro is acting by herself. And for someone who's not even that strong of an actress already,
yeah, this was like
you can totally tell that she is acting completely by herself.
People thought, I want to know from someone who didn't know that previously or like right before, because the three of us knew that going into it, I think, right?
I didn't actually.
Oh, really?
No,
you guys found that out after?
I had.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I actually like I noticed, like I was like, why does she look so weird compared to everybody else? Like she literally looks like cartoon characters in some shots.
Yeah.
And I wondered that, but it didn't. There was already so much to be pissed off about this movie that I didn't like. I was like, whatever. And then I like her last scene. That's when I was like, oh yeah, you can tell. And the thing is about like I'm kind of going back to what we said before, that he's been writing this movie for 10 years. Like he pitched this to Warner Bros. After he did Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
And they said no, and you know exactly the reason why, because he had no fucking idea what he was doing. The only thing he was like, zombies, heist, Vegas. I got the opening scene and they're blowjobs. They're blowjobs. And the studio's probably like, look, you already gave us a zombie baby in Dawn of the Dead, and we don't know how we felt about that.
That was cutting. That was pushing. But we'll make it. This is like one of those movies where the deaths have to be like substantial. But I mean, yeah, emotionally there's no weight, but obviously zombie films with the ensemble type of cast, that's one of the prime things that you want to do, is picking them off one by one and doing that in an okay way.
They all died almost like at the same time.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they open the safe, that's when shit goes down.
Yeah, the one death that I was like super confused about, which I understood why it happened, but I was confused about, was Tig Notaro's. Because it doesn't show it. It's just the plane explodes, or the helicopter explodes, and she's just impaled, and that's
like
it.
It's not even like a shot of her. It's just like a sweeping shot, and you just see it barely.
And the girl that they went back to save, she doesn't even make it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Dude.
Everything is not worth it in this movie.
And dude, that daughter, the end of the movie when he dies and she's like, "I can't believe this happened," I screamed at the screen. I was like, "This is all your fault."
It's all her fault. Yes.
This is all your fault. If she did not fucking go, if she just like got off her goddamn high horse, none of that would have happened. They would have been in and out, and everything would have been solid. They would have still had to deal with that one fucker who's just trying to get the zombie head. They still would have had to deal with that guy, but they had the fucking money, and then the daughter had to.
Just everyone's motivation was not on.
Just no sense.
She ruined the movie
no
for me.
Sense.
Basically,
she did. Yeah,
if they cut her out.
Like I said,
her out entirely, the movie would have been 30 to 45 minutes less, and even better,
and way better.
Because there's just too many storylines that they try to fit in, and I don't know why they did that.
No, I like some of the characters, and I think that they're fleshed out. This could have been a solid movie. I did like some of the shots. Some of the action was cool. I did like only like a little bit of shots, like 3 or 4 shots, and they were mostly aerial shots. Then, but there were some lines out that made me laugh, and that's it. I did like the zombie tiger mauling on to that guy's head.
Yeah, he pulled a
that was pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting it to just stay and linger on to the shot. The shot was just like literally just stayed there, and you see the head just get smushed.
Blueberry.
And I was like, yeah, that shit's gnarly. But that one, I was like, that was the only death that I was like,
because
thank God.
He's the bad guy.
That guy was an asshole.
Everyone
he was an asshole.
Yeah.
They're supposed to
and he's the only one mentioning the tiger the whole time. So
the foreshadowing was funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it comes from fucking Siegfried and Freud. When was the fucking last time they did a show?
Brando, what did you like about it? It was some highlight. Justin liked some shots.
I mean, I like the whole concept of the film. It's
the concept,
it makes for a good film, zombie heist film in Vegas. I mean,
I was excited about
awesome,
that too.
You know?
But yeah,
like what you see in the trailers gets you really excited. Looks like a fun movie. Then you go in it and I don't know, fuck.
Yeah, it was a good concept, I thought too. But then I didn't like how. I didn't like the evolution of zombies, and I didn't like it at all. Like I thought it was going to be something like 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later, where they're just a really aggressive still, but they're like, I don't know.
They don't really show the smartness. I wanted to see more smartness, more emotion from them, because that's what they advertise basically.
No, for me especially, I don't know if he can say or do anything that'll make me be like, oh, okay. I think, especially with this, I like with the Army of the Dead franchise, I think all of it is just going to permanently just be like,
bad taste.
What the fuck are you talking about? What is this? What are you talking about? What are you doing? Zach.
That's awesome.
Zach, make your movies more of a snack.
So what would you rate it then? You'd probably rate it like a really low, huh?
Oh, I would rate this. Oh, man. I would give it a 0, but there are some things I do like. So I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5.
Oof. What did we, do you remember what we gave it?
Dreadful.
I gave it a 3.
I think I gave it a 3 as well, because I was like, yeah,
you guys are insane. You guys are insane. You guys are absolutely insine.
Come on. It's a fun enough film.
Yeah.
Just Kate, the daughter character.
If you watch it on mute, it's okay. Because that's literally what I'm doing right now. I plopped it on in the background on mute, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It's just nothing. It's absolutely, this movie's 2.5 hours long, and Zack Snyder spends it on them just walking more than just building an actual fucking universe.
This could have been a good vehicle for Dave Bautista, and because I think he is a good actor, and I'm excited to see him.
I thought he was good in the movie.
I think he's better than Dwayne Johnson as an actor, to be honest. But they're also
100%.
They're just those people, and John Cena. But they're just those people who are so like their beings are just so out of the norm that it's hard to see them on screen and accept the character they're playing. Like I don't want to see John Cena as a house dad.
Yeah,
just like he has to play a mercenary or something. Like
huge. Yeah. I can see Dave Bautista having more of an actual acting career than The Rock and John Cena. I think
making
Dwayne
better
Johnson,
decisions.
Oh, 100%.
And he's open about that because they offered him Fast and Furious. He's like, no, I'm gonna do something original. Like I want to do Gears of War or something. He said.
And he said that this next Guardians of the Galaxy is like, I'm done with these movies after.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not renewing my contract. They fucked up my character. He said.
He is a solid. He's a solid actor, and like because Dwayne Johnson, he has his moments, but I think I'm just so sick of him. He's oversaturated himself. John Cena, I think, is absolutely terrible. I think he's an awful actor.
I can't believe Zack Snyder ended the movie with Zombies by the Cranberries. It's like he just Googled zombie songs and he clicked the first one and was like, I'll end this movie with zombie.
The music.
Zombie.
I thought the beginning when they have Richard Cheese doing Viva Las Vegas.
That's what I was. Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, that's
do
fine.
what you did with Dawn of the Dead. That's okay because he is that Down with the Sickness by Richard Cheese. Oh
yes.
Shit.
Yeah, but
I love that version. I was excited you brought him back. I am glad I saw it in theaters. I probably wouldn't have. I told Brando I probably wouldn't have finished it if I kept it on. If I just plopped it on Netflix, I probably would have paused it like 3 times.
Yeah,
I didn't. I kept it going. But by the time, anyway, so by the time the ending happened and they're doing zombie, I screamed at the top of my lungs. I was like, no!
I laughed. I was like, what?
And I started laughing. I was like, I was running around. I was doing somersaults around the living room.
But Zack Snyder's notorious for his song choices. Like he made Guardians Owls of Galul or whatever, Galul, and he hired Owl City to make a song for that. And it's like, fuck you. Fucking, why are you just Googling owl songs? And then Owl City popped up. Email him, hey, you made Fireflies, right? Can you write another one about owls?
Not believe your
eyes. If 10 million fireflies. Zack Snyder said, fuck yes, hire him. Didn't make me not like Zack Snyder because, like I said, this was an experimental film for sure. It's his version of a French, Italian, fucking Spanish. He's just trying to do a bunch of shit. Like he's trying to infuse all these different cultures of film into one project. And he's like, look, I know all this stuff. And he like infuses Apocalypse Now, fucking everything. He just tries to do everything in this movie, and it didn't work for me.
He does awful. He wanted to do everything. He did nothing.
Yeah. That's a thing that people say is like when you have something good and you try to make it great, that could make it terrible. And like what Brando said is the concept could have been really good. The concept was good, but he pushed it to make it more than what it was. And it made it bad. And that's how I feel about most projects. It's like, once it's good, do that.
You guys still gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, because I like.
There's some good moments.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all bad.
I wouldn't recommend it to people. Period. But yeah, I'm sticking with 3 because there are elements that stuck with me, but I would not give it any higher because the elements that I didn't like make it hinder it in a way that, like I said, it just can't. It doesn't stand alone, and movies need to stand alone. And that's the problem. My biggest problem with it is like if he kept the length, I would have been fine with the length if he answered the questions by the end.
Take off all the Kate scenes.
Yeah,
cut some answers.
Cut Kate. If they took out all the emotion from this movie, it would be good and just be a mindless.
If they just made a mindless action movie, this could have been solid. If they could have replicated what they did with the trailer, then this could have been a solid movie. But instead, it's just such a clusterfuck. Like I haven't seen a movie this like. I haven't been this pissed off at a movie in so long.
Yeah.
So long.
Yep.
You guys gave him a pity 3. That's the pitiest of 3s I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people will like it, even though a lot of people it's bad,
will like
you know, like the casual viewer would probably like this film.
Because
it's a zombie film. It's a good
Netflix movie to have on in the background. I will give you that. Like if you're having like if you have like friends over and you're doing like a movie night, make a drinking game out of it. Yeah. No, you can have fun with it, I guess. I guess if I did, like, if I watched it with you guys, maybe I would have had a little more fun, but watched it just by myself, especially the state I'm in
like looking around. Am I being punished right now?
Yeah,
what is this?
Yeah, I'm like I'm stone cold.
Could they give me a different version?
Yeah, I'm stone cold sober, and I watched this movie, and I think that was a mistake. I should have at least smoked weed while watching this.
That's funny. Yeah, we were the only people. I think I was in a theater and we were laughing at parts, and I think by the end of it, we actually got other people to start laughing with us at parts and sighing and scoffing like verbally. Like there was a dude in front of us, and he was just like, "Okay." Just really at one point we were like, yeah, he's getting it. Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So sometimes, seeing in a theater and with people is fun because it's like, okay. I'm just gonna call this Army of the Dead rant, and we're all gonna look angry. I guess that's it. Yeah. I don't watch it if you want to. Tell us if you liked it.
It's passable, okay?
Yeah.
Plop it's it on. All right.
Yeah, watch Justice League instead.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Restore the Snyderverse.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
I guess that's all I can
this
say.
Was fun.
Subscribe, check out our full episodes on Spotify and stuff. Thanks, Brando. Thanks, Justin, for taking the time of your day of watching Army of the Dead. Did you watch it more than once, then, Brando?
I watched it last night.
Yeah, I said that I was going to rewatch it too. I just couldn't find the willpower to plop it on.
I was just going to say, you have a lot of willpower, Brando.
Yeah, you do.
It was better the second time, to be honest. The first
you knew
time,
what to expect.
Yeah.
Because it's probably a better second viewing, I guess, because I fucking hate how he diverts expectations literally a minute. Anyway, okay. I'm going to stop recording.